guys, and welcome back to another episode of Not Your Average Fangirl.
I'm your co-host, Grace.
And I'm your host, Addi. And today, first off, hi, Grace. She's back.
Hi, guys. I'm back. You couldn't get rid of me that easy, so
No. And
I'm
I just
back.
want to say, Grace was actually supposed to be back last week, but she got sick. So blame the germs.
Yeah.
for
Blame
taking
the
this
germs,
long.
please.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
But today we're talking about unpopular fangirl opinions. So just unpopular opinions for like all of the different fandoms we're in and you guys are in, I guess.
Yes.
We asked you guys on Instagram for some of your unpopular opinions, and then we wrote down some of our own as well. But before we get into any of those, obviously we have to do our previously on. Previously on Not Your Average Fangirl. Okay, so since it's been a minute since we've seen you, Grace, let's start off with you for TV shows. What have you been watching recently?
Okay. I've been literally watching so many TV shows. I don't know why I'm watching them all at the same time, but that's just how I'm working right now. I'm watching One Tree Hill. I'm on season 2 of that. I'm watching Pretty Little Liars. I'm about to be on season 3. I'm watching what else am I watching? Oh, I finished Only Murders in the Building. I finished The Bear, and while I was sick, and I'm watching Supernatural. Obviously, I'm in the middle of that, and I think that might be it right now. Yeah, I'm watching a lot.
I'm on season 3 of Pretty Little Liars. I've been trying to force myself to get back into it because I literally told you guys this would happen. I told you I would stop binging it for like even half a second and I would fall off, and that's exactly what happened. And I haven't watched it in like weeks, except for a few days ago I started again a little bit. But I'm forcing myself to keep watching it. Like, I'm not gonna stop. Oh my god, let's take a guess. Am I still watching Young Sheldon? I am. It's so bad, the addiction I have, but it's so funny. I was watching YouTube like while I was getting ready to record today, and the person I was watching started talking about how their family is like always watching Young Sheldon, and it's so
Oh my
funny. And I'm like,
gosh.
it's like an addiction. It's a disease that's like spreading around, the Young Sheldon watching. But it's so funny. I don't care.
There you go. I have to watch it. My sister's obsessed with it, so
It's so funny.
I'll
Like, I
watch
don't
it
know what it is
soon.
about it, but it's great. And then I'm rewatching Supernatural. Like, it's very confusing. Like, I'm rewatching on my own I'm on like season 4, and that's also where my dad is watching for the first time. So like I'm watching it with him sometimes, and then I'm watching it by myself from that point sometimes. And then my mom is on season 11, and so I'm also watching it with her. So I'm watching like
Oh
season
my
4
god.
and season 11 at the same time. I don't know
She
what's
got a
going
lot on
on.
her plate, and that's okay.
Hey, I will never complain about watching Supernatural. But that being said, while we're here, one of you guys asked for Grace to do like a full update on her thoughts on Supernatural right now. Like, pretty short, but just like, what's going on? What's happening? What are you thinking? How are you feeling about it?
All right. So I've been slacking a little bit. I'm going to be completely honest because, as I said, I've been watching so many shows. I'm in like the middle towards like the beginning of season 3. And like, I love it. Like, season 2, I absolutely loved. Like, I'm really like starting to get into it. And I'm sad that like I haven't been watching it, but I think I'm going to like pick up again with it tonight. But I really love it. Obviously, I'm obsessed with Dean. Like, how could you not be?
How can you not be?
Literally.
Yeah.
But I really like it. So, what have you been watching for movies recently?
I honestly, I don't think I've watched anything still since I went and saw Mean Girls in theaters.
Oh, really?
I don't think I've watched a single movie. Sorry,
It's okay.
guys. I'm slacking.
It's
Have you watched
okay.
any movies?
I went to see Anyone But You. I don't know if I shared that already, but I saw Anyone But You. So good, 10 out of 10. And I watched a little bit of Coco yesterday, just because like why not? But I didn't finish it.
I need to watch some movies over this next week, so that next week I actually have something to say on that, because I didn't have anything last week either. I was just like, yeah, I got nothing, guys. Sorry. Bye.
It's okay.
But
It's okay.
okay, so moving on to music. What are you currently listening to?
Currently, I've been listening to, oh my gosh, it's a lot of just my regular, like, everyday playlist. I haven't been really listening to anything new. I just want to say a mix of, like, everything recently, like, nothing too specific. So
Yeah,
just,
I
like,
feel like
yeah.
the same for me. I told you guys last week I made like a new like everyday playlist, and so I've been listening to that still. And yesterday I listened to the Eras Tour playlist, I think. But other than that, pretty much the same stuff. Nothing too exciting. going on right now.
Yeah. Do you have anything for books? Because I don't.
Guys, I just want to say I am so proud of myself because I have read 9 books this January. 9.
How? What?
I don't even know. I don't even know. I've just been flying through books, and I think since last week, what have I read? My mom's read 14. I know. Like, girl,
Oh my
how?
gosh, that's
How?
crazy.
I don't understand how she does it. But I think since last week, I finished the book I was reading on my Kindle. It was just kind of like a cutesy little like teen romance. Like the writing wasn't incredible or anything. It was kind of exactly what I expected it to be, but it was a nice little palate cleanser book.
Yeah.
And then I read the day before yesterday when I was driving down to do the supernatural car and make videos and stuff. I read the entire book. It's called Never Lie by Frida McFadden, which if you're a reader, you've probably heard of her before. She wrote The Housemaid, which I also read. But Never Lie, I didn't really know what to expect with it, but I read the entire thing. Like I read half of it on the way there and half of it on the way back, and I ate
Oh
it
my
up. It was so good. And so yesterday I made my mom go to Target so I could get another one of her books. So I'm gonna read that
There
after
you
the book I'm reading
go.
right now. But yeah, that's books for me. I'm guessing that you have not read anything.
Oh, guys, I've been wanting to read, like, my goal for 2024 is to read, and I'm just like trying to get myself to pick up a book, but I get too caught up on my phone. Like, it's
It's
so
so bad.
bad.
I think that's the only
I'm gonna
reason
try.
I think that's the only reason I've read like so much more in January is I've been really good at like keeping track of like my phone time. Like I'm really good
Yeah.
right now about putting my phone down and like picking up a book or like turning my phone off and actually watching TV and like paying attention to what's happening and not just like mindlessly scrolling while the is on or something
Mhm.
or having my book sitting on my lap but then ignoring it and being on TikTok instead.
It's such a bad habit, but like
It's so
I need to
addicting.
learn. I need to learn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe in you. You can
Thank
do it
you.
this year. You're welcome.
This is the year.
This is the year that Grace will pick up a book. Okay, and that's everything for our previously on. Now we're going to get on to the unpopular opinions.
All right.
All right, so we're going to start with all of the ones that you guys suggested or put in the Q&A box. And as always, if you want your unpopular opinion or question or whatever to be included in an episode, make sure to go follow Not Your Average Fangirl on Instagram. It's notyouravagefangirl.pod, and it's Not Your Average Fangirl pod on TikTok. So, you know, if you want to.
Go give a follow.
Yeah. But first one is I know Grace is gonna have a lot to say about this one. This one's for her mostly, but Stefan is the better man. How do you feel about that, Grace?
I personally don't think Stefan is the better man. I mean, I feel like as I'm growing older, I can kind of see how he's the better man. But like, if you watch the Vampire Diaries and watch the way that Damon treats Elena, like he would never do anything to hurt her, and that is what you need in a man. Like I feel like that's a big portion of it. Like he loved her, like she was on his mind 24/7, like he was always protecting her, like he was there for her through everything, like he was helping her. Just I don't know. I just think all the qualities that Elena needed in a man were like in Damon, you
I
know?
think that Damon was the better man for Elena, but Stefan was the better person in general.
Next one is a Teen Wolf one. It is Styles and Derek were in love.
Yeah, okay. This one, like, there's so many Teen Wolf ones that just get me because so back in like August of 2022, I interviewed Tyler Posey and I asked him what he thought about Theum, which is Theo and Liam. And I love them together. I think that they were meant to be. They're so cute. And I got so many comments on that video talking about Scott and Isaac as a couple. And I was like, and I have never in my life heard someone say Scott and Isaac
Yeah.
were meant to be a couple. But apparently it's this thing that everyone knew about and shipped. And I was like,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. And apparently also Styles and Derek. I have heard about Styles and Derek before, but I just don't. Derek hated Styles, like not in like a hatred way, but in like a he's like an annoying little fly that's like
Yeah,
flying around
yeah.
Derek's head kind of way, and Derek just keeps swatting at him, you know?
Exactly. I think that is an unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely
just going to leave it
unpopular.
at that.
Yeah,
Because I don't think they were in love. I mean, in my
no,
opinion, as you were
I
saying, like he would always be like bothered by Styles, I feel like.
And I mean, I guess if, like, you try and view that as a relationship, maybe you could see it as, like, banter, but, like, I personally did not see
Yeah.
it that way,
Yeah.
but to each
Me
their
too.
own. Okay, next, this one's also, like, this one just made me like,
You see my
"Oh?"
face right now, like, what?
Someone said Elena and Klaus would have been a good couple.
Unpopular. So unpopular. No, they
Guys,
wouldn't have.
an abusive relationship.
Yeah, maybe in like 20 million different other universes away. Like,
He
I
would have been
can't
a
even
widow.
picture them together.
He
Yeah.
would have been a widow because he wanted to drain her of her blood.
Exactly. That's the only thing I think of. When I see like Elena and Klaus in the same sentence, I think, oh, he just wanted all of her blood and to like kill
Yeah,
her. Like,
yeah.
no, unpopular.
Unpopular.
All right, next one. Hunger Games is overrated. What do you have to say about that?
Disagree. Disagree. That is definitely unpopular.
That
Definitely
is
unpopular.
unpopular.
Ugh. And I say this as, like, a fan, like, of the books and, like, the movie and the characters and stuff, but also as someone who thinks that, like, I said this in last week's episode, actually, when I talked about Hunger Games, but I feel like Catching Fire and, like, even just Hunger Games are, like, some of the best movies, like, I feel like Catching Fire goes in, like, my top movies of all time. Like, I don't know if I would say top 3 or top 5. Maybe top 3. I don't know, I just feel like it's such a well-made movie, and it's so good. It's so good.
It's so good.
And it's a
No,
classic.
yeah. I don't think they're overrated at all. Like, it's such a
Yeah.
good movie franchise.
And I feel like people kind of like it was only talked about like occasionally. Like everyone knows it and most people love it, but until like the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes came out in November, it wasn't like something that had been like heavily talked about and
Yeah,
obsessed over by the majority of people in a long time, you know?
I
So,
agree. It's like one of those movie franchises that is just so well known. It's kind of like giving
yeah.
like Harry Potter, like you know it and it's like a big thing, but I don't think it's overrated at all.
Yeah. And I just want to add like if these are your opinions, like you're totally like right to have them. These are just our thoughts on your
Yeah.
unpopular opinions. I wonder if we'll come across any we agree with though.
Yeah. I think we will, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see.
At least one or two.
Yeah. Okay. Unpopular opinion, Catherine is a bad person.
Oh, look, we came across one I agree with.
Yeah. Like, she is. I feel like she is a bad person, but
Yeah.
there were times where she could be good, but like overall, she's a bad person.
Yeah,
She
and I
didn't
mean,
really want the best for anyone.
no, she only wanted the best for herself, and that goes back to, like, even, like, with the first thing that happened with Klaus, you know, like, when she turned herself into a vampire and, like, sentenced Rose and Trevor to, like, being on the run for centuries, like, she made that choice back in the day, like, it wasn't, like, years
Yeah,
of running turned her into a bad person. She was just always a bad person.
I agree. I mean, maybe towards the end, she was like, I feel like there's points in the show where like you could see like a little bit of her good side showing through, but overall, like she was not a good person.
Like, she
So
was a baddie, but she was a
she
baddie
was a
bad person.
baddie. A baddie,
Yeah.
a baddie bad person.
Next, we have Camille, which is Klaus and Camille, over Clareline. What do you
No,
think? Yeah,
Clareline
no.
is so much better. That's definitely an unpopular opinion. I mean, they were cute for a little bit. Like, okay, like he loved her, but Klaus and
Yeah.
Caroline, hello, that was true love.
And I like what Cammy, like, did for Klaus as a person. Like, I respect, like, the
Mm-hmm.
growth that she helped him have and stuff, but I didn't feel like they had the same chemistry that Clareline did. Like, I do think that they loved each other, you know, but I just didn't feel the same, like, spark. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I don't like Cammy as much as I like Caroline, so I feel like naturally I'm gonna pick Clareline over Camille, but if you love Cammy, I could see how you could like them more, I guess. You know?
Yeah, that's a
But
valid
yeah.
reasoning.
Overall, unpopular though.
Grey's Anatomy is only good the first time you watch it. I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
that's.
Yeah.
I mean, I pretty much
I
enjoy it
love
every time I watch it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I yeah, I like just started rewatching it like not that long ago, like a few months ago, and I feel like I
But
thoroughly enjoy it every time. I
yeah,
never
I
make it
feel like
past
the
like
later
season
seasons
whatever, but
though. Yeah,
yeah, but
exactly.
those aren't good the first time you watch them.
Yeah. I feel
Like
like once you rewatch season 1 to 8, like I'll enjoy those every single time. Like,
Every
those are
single
the
time.
best
Yeah. They're
seasons.
just like it also like just is like a comfort rewatch, like the vibes and the nostalgia. Like
So good. I love
yeah,
it.
I love it every time. So yeah, I would say that one's unpopular. Oh my gosh, we have another one that we kind of agree with. So next we have Matt Donovan isn't that bad. What do you think?
I really like again, as I've gotten older, I'm like seeing things differently. Like I don't think he's that bad. Like yeah, he's so annoying at times and I do really hate him at times, but if you think about it, like he's not terrible.
Yeah,
That's
he's not
my
like
take on it.
yeah, it's like he's annoying, but not any more annoying than like a typical high school jock. I don't know. I just don't think
Or
he's
like
like
anyone in the Vampire Diaries. Like they're all
yeah,
annoying at
they're
times,
all kind
but
of annoying.
mhm.
So yeah, I don't think he's that bad.
Yeah, I agree.
I do think it's unpopular, but I think that we also share that unpopular opinion.
Yes. Someone said unpopular opinion Teen Wolf is mid.
I disagree. I love Teen Wolf so much. I just think that like the vibes are so good, the characters are so good. Is the special effects absolutely tragic? Yes. But and if you're someone who can't get past the bad special effects, like sometimes I watch it and I'm like, "Oh gosh, that's real bad." But like
Mhm.
if you can get past it, it's so so good. But also if you can't get past it, if that's your reason for not liking it or thinking that it's mid, I could understand that. But I personally love it so much.
Yes, I really like it too. I have to disagree. I don't think it's mid. I think it's really good. And also to add, like I think the special effects are funny. Like every time I catch it, like I'll replay it like 10 times and laugh.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's what makes the show so much better and I do really like the characters. They were all casted very well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really like it.
Someone should make like a funny compilation of all of the like the bad special
The
effects, like
special
the
effects.
worst moments and like
That'd be so funny. I'd actually watch that video like 10 times over.
I would too. Someone should make that if you're watching
Mhm.
and you want to.
Please.
All right, next we have The Summer I Turned Pretty Isn't That Good.
I love The
Um,
Summer I Turned Pretty.
yeah, I feel like in general it's such a good show. Like the storyline is good, the characters are good, it's well made, the soundtrack is phenomenal. I feel like the characters in that are also could kind of be annoying, but like the show
Mhm.
as a whole is good.
Yeah. I love The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, there's points where it's, like, a little questionable for me, but
But I feel
the
like every
show as
show
a
has
whole
those.
yeah, the show as a
Yeah.
whole, like, love it.
And it's just the vibes are so good.
So good, so summery. Ugh. I just miss, like, season 1 of The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Do you want me to read this one for you? I'm not sure you could even say it out loud.
Yeah, I looked at that and it was a little it was a little rough.
Whoever wrote this was coming specifically for
Jail.
Grace. Like they were coming
Jail.
after you. So we have take some deep breaths, do some meditation, zen. Has anyone guessed what it is? Unpopular opinion, Damon is overrated.
He is not overrated. He is not overrated. Like the show would not be the show without Damon. And he's so perfect. He's so dreamy. Like his humor, like just everything about him, his mannerisms, his jokes. Like he can't be overrated, overhated, anything. So whoever typed that, I'm kidding. No. I don't think he's overrated at all. My opinion. That's
Yeah.
definitely an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, I also love him. And yeah, that's an unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
Around here it is.
for sure. Next one, we have Supernatural wouldn't have continued without Cass. I can't really
Yes,
answer that because I haven't gotten that far.
yeah, so this person was basically just saying like I kind of wrote down like the short version of what they said, but it was basically just like
Okay.
the later seasons like wouldn't have been able to continue on as far as they did because technically Supernatural was supposed to end with season 5 and they're just saying that like it wouldn't have been able to continue without Cass. And I I feel like I agree. I love Cass so much, but I think that Supernatural's biggest flaw is side characters not sticking around long enough. And so when Cass showed up, he like actually got to stick around and that kind of like filled a void that the show had because it's like the two brothers is great, but like we want these other characters to be able to love. And I swear side characters like either like go off on their own way or die within like a short amount of time every single time they show up on Supernatural. I feel like that happens in like Vampire Diaries too, but
Yeah, it
it's
does.
just I think cast definitely added an element to the show that was missing. So I don't know that it like yeah. I think I agree with that. I think I agree. Yeah.
Perfect.
I had to really
Oh my
think about
god.
that one. Okay, next unpopular opinion we have is that Dean in Gilmore Girls is overhated, that he had his moments, but overall was a good boyfriend.
I feel like
Hmm.
I'm a little mixed about this one because, yes, I feel like in the very beginning of their relationship, like they were cute. Like he could have been a good boyfriend, but as I like see the relationship progress, like it's a little iffy for me. So that's my
Yeah.
thought on it. I'm mixed.
I think like he was like a good like first boyfriend, but also he was a great learning experience, Like
Yeah.
he was really cute in the beginning, and it sucks because every time I rewatch it, like I love them at first, like the beginning of their relationship is so cute, but he's just got a lot of like small red flags. Like he's not like a giant red flag, but he just has a lot of little tiny ones that like he does something and you're like, I
Little
don't know,
questionable.
not sure how I feel about that. So I don't know. I don't know that I would say he was a good boyfriend because I feel like Rory was upset a lot of the time that she was with him.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say unpopular.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit overhated, like maybe not deserve like all of the bashing that he gets, but in comparison, like I would say that he wasn't. Definitely wasn't her best boyfriend.
Yeah. I would say the same. Next one is Caroline is bad because Klaus is toxic. What are your thoughts on that?
I would say that like TVD, like early seasons, I agree with this. Like Klaus and Caroline could not have had like a long standing relationship. Like they couldn't have like actually been together. It was good for like a little fling and like flirtiness.
Mhm.
But before that was all prior to his character development. Like season 5 of the originals, I think that they could have been together, and that was when he was less toxic. That was boyfriend material Klaus. So I would say
Yeah.
like 50-50 agree with this. Like I don't think like 100% like long term it's correct. But like for like TVD, like the beginning, what most people think about Clareline, I would say kind of yes.
Yeah. Like he was definitely toxic, which is why like in the long term they couldn't have really worked out. But like for a fling, like I
Hmm.
feel like he wasn't really like that with Caroline is the thing. Like he wasn't his toxic self with Caroline. So I don't even think Caroline was bad as a whole. So
Yeah.
I guess I'd kind of say it's unpopular, but I see
Yeah.
what this
Well,
person is
and
saying.
because like he wasn't that way with Caroline, but he did like proceed to like kill a bunch of her friends and
Yeah,
family.
that's true.
So in that sense, he was still toxic in a way, like not like in a toxic relationship kind of way, but in like a he was not, his best self kind of way.
Yeah,
So
personally toxic.
yeah, moving on. Next, we have Legacies is underrated. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't think it's underrated because I'm not like I didn't finish it, but like I'm just like not the biggest fan of it.
Hmm.
So that's all I have
Yeah,
to say.
I would say unpopular opinion. I love the
Yeah,
characters in Legacies, but I just didn't love the plot or the story or the monster of the week. So
it
I
could
would
have
say
been better.
it could have been better.
So
So unpopular.
unpopular. Next, we have both Walter boys are annoying.
I kind of agree. Like I love Cole to like the certain extent. I've talked about this so many times. If you haven't watched our like or listened to our full My Life with
Yeah,
the Walter Boys episode, go do it. If you want to hear our full thoughts on the Walter Boys, but in like as a whole, they are both kind of annoying. Like
yeah.
I love Cole and he's really cute, but he definitely got on my nerves. And Alex is definitely annoying.
He's definitely annoying. I'd agree. I think Alex is way more annoying than Cole, and
Yeah, for
Cole
sure.
was annoying at some times for me, but like I don't think he was like really an annoying person. Like I didn't find
Yeah, it
myself
was
getting
more like
annoyed by him.
I was more annoyed with like the choices he was making rather than
Yeah, the
like his
choices.
character. Whereas like Alex would just like exist and I'm like, ugh.
Ugh. Get off the screen.
Yeah, like I'm just annoyed by like all the little things that he does. But Cole, it was just like the choices he made annoyed me. So if that counts, then yes, I agree. But if that doesn't, then unpopular. Well, this is like the complete opposite of the one from earlier, right? Yeah. Caroline
Meh.
didn't deserve Klaus in the beginning, which I did not agree with at all. Because, like I said, like I think Klaus in the beginning was the toxic one that needed to work
Yeah.
on himself, go to a therapist, maybe, which he did.
Exactly. Like, I'd have to, as you were saying, I agree with that Klaus is the toxic one. Like, he was so toxic in the beginning of the show. So, like, if anything, he didn't deserve Caroline.
Yeah. Like Caroline still gave him like the teeniest bits of chances, regardless of the fact that he was Klaus. And
Mm-hmm.
he didn't decide to change as a person for her just quite yet. Like she brought out the softer side of him, but like not enough that he chose to like stop,
Fully
murdering her friends.
change.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
All right, and then we have I've never heard of this before. Samstiel over Destiel.
I've never even seen
What?
that. Sam Steele.
What?
Hello?
Guys, no. No. In comparison to like the way that Destiel interacted, like Samstiel doesn't even exist in my opinion. Like that's not even something like no.
It didn't even cross your mind.
Didn't even cross my mind. Like that's not something I would ever like see and be like, "Oh yeah, like I don't know that I could see that at all." I feel like Sam was just always annoyed with Destiel. Like he was just always like rolling his eyes at them and stuff. So like, yeah, unpopular. Unpopular. Okay, so those are all of your guys' opinions. There were a few we agreed with, a few we didn't. Majority we didn't agree with. But again, if those are your opinions, like don't like feel judged by us. We're just like explaining our thoughts. But now we're gonna tell you some of ours. So if you want to judge us back, go for it.
Yeah. This is your
So
time.
yes, we're just gonna like go back and forth, I guess.
Yeah.
My first one is very, very obvious, but I feel like I need to state it anyway because most people don't agree with it. But I personally think Elijah is so much better than Klaus. And I mean, I've talked about Klaus before and how I don't really like him in the beginning of, like, I like him as a villain in TVD. And I didn't really like him in the first few seasons of the originals until he had his character development. And then I loved him. So for me, I always like Elijah. So, well, most
Yeah.
of the time. He has his moments, but I love him. So Elijah over Klaus.
All I'm gonna say is I'm mixed because Elijah's like the better person, but I love Klaus as a villain.
I feel like
So
every
like
time we talk about it, you go back
I'm
and forth.
I go back and forth every single time, so they're split for me. All right, my first one is unpopular. Elijah and Elena like low key would have like been cute together, and I know Addison's gonna get mad at that because not like a long term relationship, but because of that one scene, like everyone knows what I'm talking about, like where she pretends to be Catherine. Um, I don't know, like, and every time Elijah like helped Elena, like low key, low key, like just like maybe for like a hookup. Like I think they would have
I
been cute.
cannot see. I have no eyes. I cannot see.
Like you have to see my vision. Like them two, like okay, if you're not
No.
thinking about characters, if you're not thinking about characters and you're just looking at like their appearances, like I think they'd look good together, you know?
I never felt like they had like the chemistry.
Yeah,
Like I
there's
don't
like
know. I always
nothing.
felt like she looked like a little kid next to him. I feel like in the beginning, like Elena just seems like a toddler compared to him. So I just like
Yeah.
I can't grasp it, and maybe that's just like a me issue. But I
No,
just
but
like
I
I
mean, but it
can't
is an
see it.
unpopular opinion, so
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's
yeah.
there's bound to be some we don't agree on.
Mhm.
Okay, so my next one is that Stereline was so cute, and I got bashed on TikTok for this one when I post about it because people don't understand me. But I think that Stereline was so cute, and I loved them, and I love their friends to lovers trope. Like, you say your thoughts, and then I'll say my like full thing. 'Cause I've already said it before, but
Yeah, I definitely think they're cute, but like as I've said, like they're definitely not one of my favorite couples. Like
yeah,
I honestly love a lot of the couples, but they're definitely like a little more towards the bottom for me.
yeah. I feel like most people just like hate on them so much though. Like they just don't like them at all.
They do. I see it all the time too.
But I think that they're so cute. I think that Caroline was meant to end up with Klaus. Like I think that like that was her like one epic love. But I think that her
Yeah.
and Stefan could have like been happy and comfortable living out like the rest of their lives together. If it weren't for you know.
I like that. I like that. All right, my next one. Okay. This is definitely a little unpopular, but I said season 2 of This Summer I Turned Pretty, it was a little too hyped up. Like, when you compare it to season 1, like, I feel like it just doesn't compare, and, like, people loved season 2. I just, like, didn't, like, love it. Like, I
Yeah,
really liked it, but
and I feel
I didn't
like
love it.
it didn't help that season 2 was, like, one of those things that, like, all of TikTok got, like, a hold of, and everyone everywhere, and they're like, literally everyone everywhere was talking about it and obsessing over
Yeah.
it, and so that kind of, like it's like, yeah, like, it was good, guys, but, like, was it that good,
Yeah, it
you
could have
know?
been great, and
Yeah.
it wasn't,
I definitely
but
think it had its moments, but I still loved it. It's just, like,
yeah,
I get what you're saying.
thank you.
You're welcome. Alright, my next one is that Tyler and Caroline were so cute at first. I feel like we all forget about, like, when they first got together. Again, I've said this before, but I think they were so cute in the beginning. Obviously, I don't like them in the end. I didn't like how Tyler ended up treating her, but I think they were so cute in the beginning.
I agree. I think they were really cute, and everyone just, like, kinda looks over their relationship, but I think they were really cute too.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. I don't know, like, if anyone has seen this movie, but Saltburn, I think Saltburn was so good. Like, that's my unpopular opinion that Saltburn is good. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, like, it's so gross, like, blah, blah, blah," and that's why they don't like it, but I think Saltburn was such a good movie. Did you watch it yet? You might not have anything to add,
No.
but
No, I don't have anything to add.
okay, that's my unpopular opinion. So, yeah.
Okay, next. I don't know if this is like technically unpopular because I don't know that many Sam stands for Supernatural that like choose him over Dean or anything, but
Yeah.
I I feel like majority of people are gonna like early season Sam more because he has a better haircut. And I feel like people are gonna prefer early season Sam. But I personally think that later seasons Sam was so much better. He had so much character growth. I like the last few seasons Sam, I actually liked him. In the beginning, he made me so mad like constantly all the time. I was like, "Oh my god, Sam, stop." But I really liked him in the later seasons.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts.
I don't have much to add
Yeah.
because I didn't finish, but that
Yeah.
seems
Well,
valid. Okay. Yes. Next one for me is Tyler and the Vampire Diaries was overhated. We've talked about this so many times, but like unpopular opinion, like he was so overhated. I feel like I like
yeah.
Tyler.
I like Tyler too. Yeah. I didn't like Tyler like in the middle of the show, like when he had his like angry phase. I don't know what was going on there. Didn't
Angry
like that.
Wolf Boy.
His like vengeance era. No thanks. But like other than that, I thought he was great. I liked him. Okay. My next one is that I prefer McSteamy over McDreamy like on just like every level. Like just every category of existence, I prefer McSteamy over McDreamy.
They're split for me. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I just
I love them both.
kind of like to add also kind of an unpopular opinion, maybe. I don't know how many people agree with this, but I didn't really love Derek in the later seasons. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He just I haven't rewatched it in a minute, like that far in, but I just remember like not agreeing with things that he did and stuff. So
Yeah, he stuck out in the beginning, which is why I like him. Like,
yeah. Like
there's
I liked him in
more
the
energy
beginning.
in him.
Yeah.
Moving on, I said that the TVD pilot episode is overhated. Like, I see so many people being like, oh, it wasn't that good, but like, that episode is what got me into the show. Like, it just grabbed me. Like, obviously, it's gonna be a little cringe because like they're all young and whatever, but that's what did it for me. So,
Yeah. I sort of agree. Like the first time I watched it, it didn't really stick out to me. Like I didn't not like it. I didn't really love it either. I was just like, okay, like it took me like a few episodes in, even like through the first season to like really become obsessed with the show. But like going back and like rewatching the pilot, I love it. Those are my thoughts.
I like that.
Okay. My next one is for the originals, and I feel like everyone who loves Elijah and loves like Haley and Elijah doesn't like these two together. But I think that Gia and Elijah were so cute. I thought I loved them together so much. And honestly, Haley was getting on my nerves in that season or like those episodes when Elijah and Gia were together and she was with Jackson. Like Haley got on my nerves and Gia was so good for him. Like she was trying to teach him to like prioritize like himself and like care for himself, and I just respected that about her. And I still have not forgiven Klaus for killing her.
Oh my gosh. Klaus always just swoops in and just ruins everything. Like, that's the one thing about him.
Yeah.
But I agree. Gia and Elijah, now that I'm thinking about that, like, they were really cute. So I
Yeah.
agree.
She was good for him.
Yes. Okay, this is another Vampire Diaries one for me. I said Jeremy Gilbert is good looking. Like, no one talks about Jeremy enough. And, like, in the early seasons, like, he's cute. Like,
I
unpopular
think he's
opinion.
so
Hello?
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. I think he's so cute. Like, throughout the entire show. He's always cute.
Love a good
Agree.
Jeremy Gilbert moment.
Yeah. Okay, and then my next one is for Taylor Swift. I feel like ever since 1989 came out, everyone's been saying that 1989 has the best vault tracks. And I don't know that I disagree with that, but I think that Speak Now is just as good, if not better. Like the Speak Now vault tracks, like I Can See You, Timeless, When Emma Falls in Love, Foolish One, like those are so good. I listen to them all the time ever since the album came out. Like I love them so much, and I also love the 1989 vault tracks. So, like, I don't know. I don't know that I would say 1989 the 1989 tracks are better, and I feel like everyone is saying that they're the best. So, my unpopular opinion is that, like, Speak Now in 1989 might be a tie for me, personally.
Period. My next one is Elena Gilbert is overhated. I see so many like just comments being like, I don't like Elena, like blah blah. Like I liked Elena. Like, yes, she was annoying at times, as we were saying, but like the show would not be the show without Elena. Like it's
Yeah.
basically her show.
How I feel about it is that, like, yes, Elena's definitely, like, the center of the show revolves around her. She's got to be there, and I think she's a very important character. My thing is that I always prefer, I talked about this last week a little bit. I like my female like main characters to be more like Katniss. I will always use Katniss as an example, like just how like
That's a good one.
strong and like she's a baddie. Like I love her so much. And so
She a
Elena just kind of she
baddie.
had her moments where like she disappointed me or like I wanted more from her at times, you know. I agree on the fact that like she's definitely important. I don't know that I would say that like she's a crybaby or any of that. Like there were times that I just wanted a little bit more from her character, if that makes sense.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
Okay, and my next one is for Gilmore Girls. For like, I say this as like someone looking back. I don't think that Jess's character like is as bad as I originally thought he was. I definitely think that adult Jess is like the only one I will ever refer to because I love him. But I do not think that Jess as a teenager was a good boyfriend at all. Like he just was not a good boyfriend. No, he made so many bad decisions. I just like I can't see it. I'm sorry. And also, I'm gonna quickly throw this in here as well because it's also Gilmore Girls. I hate Emily and Richard. I keep like randomly seeing people on TikTok being like, "Oh, Emily is so slay," or "I love Emily," and I'm like, "No." I hate that woman. I hate that man. Like, no. Oh my god, they drive me insane. Every time I rewatch Gilmore Girls, I'm like, ugh, every time they show up on screen.
They
Like, they're
make
so
me
manipulative.
angry.
They're so
They really
manipulative. Like,
are.
I can't do it. I hate them so much.
No. I see what you're saying completely. I agree.
Yeah.
My last one is Yes and by Ariana Grande is a good song. Like I feel like I've seen so many comments being like, "Oh, this song is not good. Like it doesn't live up to the hype." Like I bop to that song. Like it's giving like a Vogue kind of like feel to it, which I love and I like it. It's my opinion.
I've only heard like the little clip that's on TikTok because I haven't like listened to it all the way through.
Yeah.
But I like the clip that I have heard. I feel like it kind of gives the same as like Bad Idea, right? You know, like when everyone first
Mm,
listened to Bad Idea, right? They were like,
uh,
but like once you
that
like
was
get to know
definitely
the
me.
song, it's a bop, you know?
It's good, yeah. So I like it.
And my last one is that I feel like this goes back to like you saying that, like as you've gotten older, like looking back on some characters or things that have
Mhm.
happened, like your opinions change. I swear, every time I rewatch Friends, I like Rachel less and less. And like I love like her like vibe and like obviously like it's Rachel, but also like every time I rewatch it, like I dislike her as a person less and less. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, "Oh, like she's great," you know? But the time I just rewatched Friends, I was like, "Oh my god, like there's no way that this is real." Like I just did not agree with like barely anything that she did. And I don't like Ross either, to be clear. So, yeah, Rachel and Ross are just kind of no's for me. I'm a Monica and Chandler girl and a Phoebe girl.
Mm,
So,
yeah. From what I've seen, I like Phoebe. I haven't finished all Friends, but
Alrighty, guys. So those are all of our unpopular opinions and all of our reactions to your unpopular opinions. I guess let us know what you think, if you agree or disagree with us or any of the other ones that you saw. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we've got for you today. Really happy to have Grace back today as
yes, I'm so
well.
happy. I'm so happy to be back. Love you
Yeah.
all.
I feel like we had so much to talk about. So this is kind of
I
a longer
know.
episode.
This is a longer episode, but like that's what we want.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I will see you guys next week. And first, hello. Make sure to, we already told you guys to go follow Not Your Average Fangirl, but if you don't follow me, both my accounts are Addison.Brianna on Instagram and TikTok, and Grace.
And my TikTok is Grace Vickner, and my Instagram is Live Love Ian Somerhalder.
So if you want to go check it out, you should do that. You know, just
Yes.
like if you want to or whatever.
Whatever.
But yeah, I think that's everything. So
Yeah. Bye.
bye.